Hey Blair, happy Wednesday from the great state of Washington. It's been a couple weeks since your wedding, which was a blast. Thank you, or rather, thank your brother for having a great idea, or no, wait, you said it was your idea for the bachelor and bachelorette party. Well, executed by your brother. And then that was fun to be a part of the wedding prep day, rehearsal dinner, and all that. And then finally, the wedding finally came. I could tell you were, I was so excited, and I can understand how excited you must have been because you were the one that was actually getting married. I kind of wish that you could have seen my face, but you were behind me because most people that I could see on Katie's side were, kind of a half smile for most of the ceremony. But I think that I had a pretty big smile through most of the ceremony because I was just that happy. And I loved it that you mistook one ring for another. That was pretty great. And then, of course, Matt later, when Matt caught the garter, the throwing knife, I thought that was fantastic. And a lot of great parts to your wedding. So glad that I got to be a part of it. Thanks for having me. I'm glad that you made it down to Florida safely, and I'm glad that you had a good honeymoon slash travel slash camping and all that stuff. It's very fitting for you and Katie as a couple. So congrats on making it down to your new home for the next little bit. And God bless you in your endeavors to find work and school and groceries and all the things that are entailed in moving down to Florida. So good on you for that. Part of the reason why I'm making this video is because I recognize that Michaela isn't going to be on us for seeing each other every month until your wedding, because your wedding's over now and you live further away. So I wanted to make sure that we could get back on this whole video thing. I can't say that a whole lot interesting has happened in my life lately, but I've come up with a few things to talk about. One of them is, as of a couple days ago, I am now a level 2 manufacturing engineer. 2 years at Boeing, and now I'm finally a level 2 engineer. So I'm excited about that, but I also recognize that about 70% of the engineers at Boeing don't make it past level 3. So I guess I'm halfway there, I guess, because there's 6 levels total. Just most people don't make it past level 3 for whatever reason. Any case, I think that I get a pay raise from this, so I'm excited to see my paycheck on Thursday to see if there's anything significant with which to work for the whole budgeting thing. Anyway, I got a handshake from the director of engineering for the 747 and the 767 because of my level promotion. Well, actually, we were in a meeting and I showed up early to the meeting, as did he, and I was just excited, so I happened to mention that I had just become a level 2 manufacturing engineer, so he shook my hand because of that. There wasn't a ceremony or anything. I was just excited and expressed myself, and he decided to express congrats back. I think it was genuine. I'm not sure he could have done anything else, but I think it was genuine nonetheless. My grandma made me cake. Well, she made cake for her ladies event tomorrow. She's got a book club or something, but she let me have a little bit of her apple cake, which is one of my favorite cakes, so that was a good choice on her part, I think, and quite tasty for me. At Boeing, and through the rest of my life, but a lot of these come from at Boeing, I pick up little snippets of wisdom that I want to hold on for myself for later in my life, whether it be as a project manager or a manager, or in other life things like being a dad or a husband or a homeowner, things like that. So I've been starting this and working on it for some time now. Dear Devin letters. It's a document that I keep on Google Docs. No, Office 365, where I write, Dear whatever Devin, like Dear Pastor Devin. I don't think I have any pastor ones there because I don't want to be a pastor. I don't know why I thought of that. Dear Father Devin, or Dear Project Manager Devin, and then I write a little snippet of what to remember for the future and why I should remember it, because I ran into a situation at Boeing or in life or something like that. And I think I'm going to really appreciate that when looking back on it later. It's not quite as extensive or time consuming as a journal, and it's a lot more pinpointed to improvement and keep myself from stumbling, if you will, opportunities in the future. So I think it'll be more use than and it's electronic, so it's easier to search. So I think it'll be more useful than just a standard paper journal. Although I do like the standard paper journal, and I do keep those for my Bible readings. SOAP, SOAP, scripture, observation, application, and prayer. I think that it's a pretty easy rubric to follow. It only takes up about half a page to a page, depending on how much you want to write. I got off topic. VCRs. Oh, I noticed on IEEE Spectrum, the electrical engineering, what's new webpage sort of thing, that VCRs are no longer being manufactured by any company that we know of. The last remaining company apparently over the past year only sold about 750,000 VCRs, I think they said, and now they're having trouble finding parts for these old pieces of new equipment. Funny how that works. So, if you've got an old dusty VCR, it might be worth something someday because they're not being made anymore. Take that into consideration, my friend. Whew. Oh man, this election, it's been quite the election so far. I don't really know what to do, but I keep telling my grandparents, and I keep doing so myself. I keep saying, keep praying. It's not over yet. I don't know what your political leanings are. Maybe you're kind of in the middle. That's kind of where I feel on some things. And man, I think that maybe, just maybe, God's got something planned for us that we're not going to expect. God bless America. And I think that, man, I think that my pastor's got it right. He's really careful not to have political leanings, as at least on the pulpit. He's pretty careful not to have political leanings, but he does say, and I totally agree with him with this, that the Church of America needs to stand up. The Church of America needs to give our allegiance to Christ, and the Church of America needs to get on its knees, and we need to be praying for our nation. I so agree with that. So I'm praying that God's favor and God's blessing is going to be over America. And man, every election is important. I'm wondering if this might be a little bit more important than some of the past elections. So keep praying, regardless of your political leanings. Keep praying that God will bless America here. In other news, last weekend, Michaela and I went with our young adults group that we go to at the church out to a company or a partnership, I guess, called Dream Center, I think. Dream Center for the South Puget Sound. And we just packed groceries and took groceries out to, not homeless people, but low income areas. And some people turned us down, said that they had plenty of groceries, but some of them were really quite thankful. Two of the most memorable. One of them, there was a lady who she had apparently a little girl and a little boy, and she said, "Oh, thank you. I just ran out of groceries today." So that was great to be able to bless somebody who actually needed something. And one of the funnier notes is me and this other guy, Michaela was at a different door, so me and this other guy named Kwaku, we knocked on a door together, and this lady opens the door in a bath towel with a cigarette. And we were just there to show the love of Jesus. And hey, we've got some groceries. We're just trying to bless the community. Would you like some? And she said, "Sure, thank you." And she paid no mind to herself being in a bath towel with a cigarette. It was just fantastic. I thought it was pretty funny. And her hair kind of was all wacky, kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog style. It was quite the experience. So, I'm glad that I got a laugh while serving Christ in the community by giving out some groceries to people that need them. That was a delight. And it was a really good thing to do with Michaela. I want to make sure that I make a precedent that yes, we are going to be involved in the community. And yes, we are going to look out for people that need looking out for. That seems to be what Christ and the church should be to this world. So I want to really stand up for that. Another more routine thing that I do about once a week on Sundays is Route 56. That's the name of the children's ministry for the 5th and 6th graders at our church. Man, I love that. I love 5th and 6th graders. It just seems to be a fantastic age. They're not quite into the too cool for you junior hires, and they're not as, well, they're, not to say they're less important or easier, but there's not as much time commitment as there might be for senior high ministries, where you might have to go do more things during the week with them. So at this point, 5th and 6th grade seems to be the grade for me. I do love the littler kids too, but you can have closer to adult conversations, but still not quite fully adult conversations, just kind of fun kid, adult, middle ground. I don't know what I'm saying. 5th and 6th graders, they're great. I'm just getting to know some of the new 5th graders because we had the Move On Up weekend a month or two ago, so I still don't fully know everybody yet. But man, so much fun. If you get a chance to work with 5th and 6th graders at whatever church you end up going to, I hope that you consider it. Or whatever grades work best for you, because I can see in just how you go about your life that I think that you would make a great youth leader of any age. So I hope that you consider that as a Sunday serving the church sort of opportunity. Alright, that is everything I had on my list. I hope that your life is going well, and I hope to hear from you soon. I want to hear all about driving, road trip with Katie, Florida, alligator battles with Katie, everything that you're doing down there. So God bless you, my friend, and I'll talk to you later.